Good morning. So yeah, today is my day off, but I thought I'd go for a walk today. I thought I'd bring you with me for a change. So this is a walk that I actually tried doing about 10 years ago, but unfortunately had to give up part way. So I'm going to give it another try today. So I'm currently just outside Beddgelert, which on the map is there, and we are down here near Nantmor. So I'm in the National Trust car park. I'm not going to butcher the pronunciation of that because I really can't have a go with that one. And the plan is to walk this path here, which is known as the Fisherman's path, and it is really quite interesting from the photos I've seen. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so I'm not going to be recording the entire walk because my camera battery won't last that long. But I'm hoping I'm following some of these yellow arrows. Should be relatively easy. There's also some old metal signs along the route. But yeah, if it's nice and tidy like this all the way, it should be relatively easy to follow. So yeah, I shall get back to you in a bit. I wonder how long these steps go for. So the steps didn't last long. It's gone to a bit of a dirt track now, but it does seem to be the yellow arrows that I'm following, so let's carry on. I'm just loving the moss up here. It's like a green carpet on everything. So this path follows the road that I drove in on, and it should eventually follow the river, which is even further down the hill there. I was thinking this might be the case. I was thinking, where does the path go? But yeah, more steps down. Ooh. Right, that's not too bad. See, I actually saw that gate as I came around the junction there. So that's only taken me about 5 minutes to get to here. So right, let's carry on off over this way. So water's raging lovely down there. I'm up here. Hopefully I'll get a bit closer later. So the water has an interesting greeny blue tinge to it. I know the Spygun copper mines are just up the road, so I don't know if that's copper discolouring the water, but it actually looks quite inviting. It's bitterly cold though, so I'm not going that close. Right, let's carry on. More steps. So it's really interesting in places where the roots are. You get this wonderful pattern on the floor. Where people have walked over it so many times. This is what I came for. Rickety bridges that look like they're going to fall down at any moment. Oh dear. Ooh, cave. Someone didn't bring my torch with me. Okay, it's for quite a long way. It is too dark for me to see. So it has a very distinctive smell. There's a lot of orange on the floor, which is an ionising bacteria. It takes the iron out of the rock. Ooh, ooh, echo. Yeah, I'll have to try and find out a bit more about this. I might be coming back another time to go in the cave. With some waterproof shoes as well, because these aren't as watertight. Let's carry on along the river. It's a nice even path. Love that. Too slopey, what should we do? Stick a couple of planks on it, it'll be fine. That almost looks like steps. I think this is where I had to give up last time. But we're going to persevere this time. No, not persevere. Persist. I love how you just have random sections of path like this. And then just sort of go, oh, boulder. Well, we'll just stop then. Then you're supposed to climb something like that. And then just like nothing. And a few seconds later, and we're back onto something that resembles a path again. It doesn't even seem to be that it washes away. It's just as though they're gone, well, that's a really bad bit, we'll put a path in. The rest of it, absolutely fine. Fair drop. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Handholds. Whee! So I'm always intrigued by this ionising bacteria. It just literally takes the iron that's dissolved in the water out and turns it into a solid. And you just end up with like orange slime everywhere. Apparently it's completely safe. And yeah, I've had it on me before, never had any effects from it. But it really doesn't look that pleasant. Another section of path, little random bridges, small waterfalls. Lovely along here. It's also strange because being the bottom of the valley, that's where a lot of things happen. So just up there you've got a train line, but I believe that's a steam train, not an electric modern train. And just over that side of the river you've got the road. But it's far more interesting walking along here. Okay, so we've got a bit of a beachy section here. The river's over the far side. Not quite sure what's happening because it looks like the river was flowing on this side and it's moved over. Ooh. So I don't know if that's just additional flow in the winter comes down this channel, or if it's silted up somewhere and blocked up. I say silted up, obviously around here you have a lot of these round pebbles that have been rounded from where they've been washed down in the river. Because it's very steep here, so there's a lot of high flow. You don't get the low flow and sediment like you do on flatter rivers. Yeah, let's carry on. I was going to just coming along here, noticed this little stream. Thought I'd look at the waterfall, and then I'm like, oh, okay. So that's an old stone culvert with a river to pass through, and this goes under the train line. Bit muddy in it. Not a lot on this side. Let's go back again. So they're clearly still maintaining the path. We've got a ditch that's been dug along here. And pile of slate. Not quite sure what they're going to be doing with that. And this bit all seems to have been resurfaced. Mind you, looking at all the gravel there, I wonder if they've done it from the train line rather than anything. Because I love how it just changes from scrambling over rocks to like a gentle walk in the park. The train line there, I believe is narrow gauge. It looks a lot smaller than any of the standard domestic stuff. Oh look, wash your boots while you're walking. But yeah, it's a lovely landscape because it's down in the valley, so just surrounded. Well, I'd say by mountains, but I think these are more hills all the way around at the moment. But yeah, carry on. Oh, what's going on here? Stone walls, information sign. Looks interesting. Ah, I think you go around the other side to get in. Ah, there we go. Let's see. Former sheep dipping pen. Whereabouts are we so far? I think we're there. So we started from the car park there, walked to the gate on the roadside there, scrambled along all that section, and now we're on a gentle walk all the way along this bit. So yeah, let's go and carry on. We speak in Wales, all the signs are in Welsh as well, which I think is brilliant. This path and everything, the landscape almost just seems to change every few seconds. I don't think I've gone longer than like a minute with the camera off. Always amazes me about the sheep. They're just hanging out on the hillside. I have no idea how they've got over there. There only seems to be the two of them. So they look like they're having fun. Right, let's carry on. So this will be lovely in the summer. You've got little turning things, a bit like this. And come down, come right up to the water's edge. Almost got an inland beach. Just next to the railway bridge there. But it's a bit cold at the moment for sitting. Daffodils. So I'm going to carry on walking for now. And this path here actually takes you across the railway. Like I say, I don't think the trains are running today anyway, but we'll double check. before we cross. And you got a nice footbridge across there, but I don't think we're going that way. And I think that might be where it said on the map temporary bridge closed, but that doesn't look like a temporary bridge to me. Unless it's a temporary closure. So now we're on this, and that's a concrete path, which is really strange compared to what we've been walking on. But let's see where it goes. So the path's staying relatively smooth here. You actually have benches along the side of it. Mountains, well, hills are definitely mountains now. They're getting a lot taller. I was going to say it's a pleasant walk along this bit. Not as interesting as the first bit, but it's a pleasant walk. So I'm just coming down here, looking at that here. What on earth is that? A couple of wires, goes across the building, loops around the pulley. So it's obviously something that comes across on a pulley. But I don't think it's going to give me any more explanation. Nope. Hang on, there's a sign on the end of it. Surface water monitoring. Okay, so presumably they hang something off those wires in the middle of the water. Alright, let's make sure that gate's closed and we'll carry on. So I'm starting to remember doing some of this before. So when I was here on holiday before, we parked up in the village and walked down to that gate that I've just gone through. And there's a path on the other side, so I know that this bit here is all relatively flat. So there must be a circular route that takes you like down one side of the river, across that bridge by the train line, and then back up the other side of the river. Which does make me wonder, because the bit I've seen online is incredibly steep, and all metal ladders and things like that, which I thought would be fun. And obviously I haven't found that bit yet, so I think I might have to do a bit more research. But still, it's a pleasant walk. I head across the bridge here, so I can see there's a sign over the other side there. Onguant. I know I'm butchering the pronunciations of all of these words. But yeah, hopefully that might tell me where I'm going. Okay, so we're here. So that's the path we've walked up. We just crossed that bridge there. So the black dotted line that went down there, it's the Fisherman's Walk. So I can walk back this route here, which takes me to the other side of the river, and that takes you around the Dog's Grave, which I might do, tell you about that. So I'm wondering if the one that I've seen photos of is possibly this blue route that takes you up along that way and back down. Because that'll be a steep bit there. But as I'm up here, there's toilets, there's a shop, and there's tourist information apparently. So let's see if I can get some more information. Okay, so I've got some tea and cake, spoken to the people in the shop, and yeah, apparently there is a walk in Beddgelert, which is along the Fisherman's Walk, which is the one that I've seen with the ladders. And then there is the one here called the Fisherman's Walk, which is a slightly different walk. So yeah, I was going to say I'm going to enjoy my tea and cake, head back, and have to do a bit more research, and maybe do the other walk another day. Yeah. Alright, let's have this tea and cake and carry on with the walk. Okay, so this is the Dog's Grave here. So I don't know how much of this is new. Obviously it says 13th century, so I'm guessing they're using the rock as a marker, and everything else around it is new. But yeah, long story short, you've got the Prince of Wales went out hunting. His son got attacked by wolves. As he came back from his hunt, he found the dog covered in blood, assumed the dog had attacked the boy, so killed the dog, then found that the boy was still alive and the dog had actually fended off these wolves and saved the boy. And he was so upset by that that he created the grave. But yeah, so that's why they say that's why it's called Beddgelert, because the dog's name was Gelert. I don't know how much of that is true, but it sounds interesting. But yeah, let's carry on with the walk. Thought I'd carry after this building, see what this was. Because you wouldn't want to come in here on a gloomy evening, would you? Okay, no more information as to what it is. Got a much better perspective of how big that hill is from this side. So we were walking on the path, which is just down there. And some of those are absolutely massive boulders on that hillside. Okay, so we're going to carry on along this side of the river now. So we walked up that side, we're going to walk back down this side. There probably won't be as much footage from this side, because a lot of it's going to be very much the same as the other side. But the sun's come out now, so it's nice. So this path is going away from the river, so the river's on the other side of those trees just there. But I know as long as I stay between the river and the road, which is where that wall is just up there, then I can't get too lost. So we're just coming up to the bridge across. It's not actually that far down to here. So if you're walking from the village, that's the village just up there in the distance, Beddgelert. So I think you're probably looking at about a mile down to here. So that should only take you 10-15 minutes to do the circular route. And like I say, that's all nice and paved, nice and wide, so you can do that in a wheelchair as well if you're not so able. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll pass over this bridge and then we'll go back to the right. Rather than turning left and back up to Beddgelert, we'll go back to the right and go back to the car park where I started. It's always good to have a map with you, because Wales is crossed with all sorts of paths. So where the bridge is, there's actually a path that goes underneath the bridge there, under the bridge there, up over that side, and then there's a gate just in the wall up there. I've got absolutely no idea where that footpath goes. So if I had a map with me, I'd be able to find out about that one. But I haven't today, which is terrible, but I knew I was following the river, so I couldn't get lost on this one. But yeah. It's really tempting to go for a paddle, but I tried. The water's just too cold today. So now we've crossed back over that bridge. We're walking back on exactly the same path as we came up. Just in the other direction. Don't seem to remember the stone path like this going on for quite so long on the way up. Actually seems longer on the way back. Which is strange, because usually things go quicker once you know where you're going. Coming up to the narrow bit again. So I'm not the only idiot out today. There are other people on this path as well. I will say, walking across rocks like this is a lot harder work, and you don't actually get to see as much scenery because you're busy looking where you put your feet all the time. But I actually enjoy it. I'll say this is nicer than the first bit, other end, where it's a flat concrete path, although it's a lot safer, a lot easier, and you can get to appreciate the scenery around you. I much prefer this. You get to stand and appreciate things like the water there while you catch your breath. Always makes you wonder with the large pieces of timber like that, where it came from and how high was the water when it actually swept there. Because I mean that must be a good 4-inch by 10-inch beam. That's not a little bit of the wood. I wouldn't be able to pick it up, that's for certain. So the option now, when you get to this bit, do you think thin and go that side between the tree and the rock, or do you think thin and go that side between the great fold and the tree? Oh dear. Okay, so that's the road that we came in on. So back up the steps here to the car park. You can see so many people have gone through this gap here. It's actually wearing a ridge in the rock. I don't think it's much further. There's the gate in the wall that we're going through on the way up. I seem to remember it was steps from there down. There we go, signed to car park. And that's the car park just down there. I do love the stone steps. So nice. So the back of the car park there, I thought I'd just have a quick walk up here through this archway. I seem to remember there being a picnic area through here. I believe that building as well there is actually a toilet block. So there's a toilet block at either end of this walk, which is brilliant. Yeah, so this is going back under the railway again. There we go, loads of picnic tables. There we go. So I believe this is the start of the other route that was on the map, the pink one. But it's so close to the car park, it's also quite nice just to pop in here, sit and have your lunch. And there's also some really interesting bits of infrastructure that are here. I have no idea what this is, concrete thing with a concrete mound in the middle. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like really dull and boring, like sewage works or something like that. And then there's concrete building over there as well, and I seem to remember there being more going on there. But that's not what I'm going to be doing today, so... Right. So I'm going to head home now. So I'm not disappointed that I did this walk. I'm disappointed it wasn't the walk I was thinking of. But I've always wanted to know where that path went. And now to find out that I've tried the same walk from both ends, and it was only a little bit in the middle that I've missed. That's quite nice to tick that one off my list. However, I will still be trying to find out about that other walk, because that does look good. And I might take you on those as well, we'll see. There's plenty of walks in the area. But yeah, so that's it for now. So I'll see you later. And just so you know, the walk that I did today, it says on here, is just under 3 miles. So not too bad. It took me about 2 hours, and I did literally walk and had tea and cake at the other end and a quick look around the shops. So yeah, see you later.